And joining us now, Democratic Congressman Robert Garcia of California. Congressman, thanks for coming in. It's good to see you, sir.
Happy to be here.
You have publicly said that you do not support banning the app. Why?
Well, listen, I think TikTok, first of all, has got 150 million users across the country. It speaks to the next generation. It's an opportunity for small businesses to thrive. As someone who is a consumer of TikTok, I've also seen folks build personal brands, start businesses. And so I think before we get to a banning approach, I think we've got to work on the real privacy concerns that are there and kind of come together and work towards that instead of automatically going to a ban on TikTok.
So how do you address some of those privacy concerns that are very real and very profound?
Well, listen, I think that's happening right now. I think having a debate in the Congress, having hearings that are happening, today, and there will be others, making sure that our national security agencies are engaged with Congress, I think is all really important. But, at the same time, you have an app that is speaking to the next generation of folks. People are communicating through TikTok. There is concerns around big tech with a lot of companies. We saw what happened with Facebook, for example, just in the last presidential election. And so we do have issues around big tech. We do have privacy concerns. There are data breach concerns. But I think to automatically try to ban an app that 150 million Americans are using, especially young people, I think is a mistake.
So what about not banning it, but for example, forcing the sale of it to a 100%, for example, American company?
Listen, I would support that. I mean, listen, if we're able to actually get TikTok to become an American company or sell TikTok, of course, I think we would support that. But I think that right now we're in a situation where we have to get more information. We've got to do our research. We should hold companies, not just TikTok, but all social media big tech companies accountable. But remember also that this is an app where young people are using to find each other, where LGBTQ plus folks are coming out for the first time, where people are being educated on all sorts of topics. And so I think we've got to be a little bit more thoughtful about what this app actually does for our communities.
And absolutely, there is no doubt that this app is used by millions for many times positive things. But a UN published report found that China's detention of Uyghurs and other Muslims may amount to a crime against humanity. With the Chinese government having so much control over the information, possibly, that's generated from people that are using it for good, isn't this almost more important, the overriding issue of a totalitarian regime that is exploiting and destroying Uyghurs and Muslims, has no freedom of anything, has information about people that are using it for good?
Listen, I think we all should be concerned about China. And I think at the same time, China is our largest trading partner in the United States. They're a country that is both a complicated relationship, certainly a competitive relationship. But before we get to banning something that over 150 million Americans use, I think we've got to be a little bit smart about having hearings, holding folks accountable, working with our intelligence agencies to make sure that we can get TikTok to a place that actually is a positive, where people feel good about what we're doing moving forward. The truth is that this is a platform that people actually use to communicate, that young people that speak to the next generation. And so this idea that we're just going to ban it, I think would be a huge mistake. I think young people in this country use it as their main source of communication. So I think we've got to do a little bit more digging before we get to a ban.
It's interesting that we've gotten to a point where possibly something that does so much good is owned by, or certainly has access to, a system that does so much bad.
Look, big tech has got huge issues. I turn to what happened in the last presidential election with Facebook and Meta. We didn't immediately ban Facebook in the United States. There's misinformation out there on all social media platforms. It's a U.S. company, of which there's tons of misinformation on, as there is on Twitter, as there is on TikTok. But I think we've got to just do a better job. I think we're doing the appropriate approach. I support the Biden administration is looking at ways to actually make TikTok work in the U.S. and address the privacy concerns. That's the approach we should take. I don't support the immediate calls by some members of Congress from the Senate to just do an absolute ban. I think we've got to take a more measured approach.
Forcing a sale, is that something you
I think
forcing a sale?
I think that's something that I'm not against. I think we're going to wait to be seen. I would be interested. I think that would be a great outcome if we could actually get a sale of TikTok. But I don't think calling for an immediate ban at this moment is the right approach.